Okay, let's talk about moving a fully colonized grain jar. Look at all that white. So I already shook this once, gave it a shake to mix things around, make sure that the air could get to everything. It's fully ready to go. So this one is ready to move into the fruiting chamber. I have others that were to that point. I shook them up. Now look how I prepared the substrate. Do you see that depression right there? Do you see the outlines of that? Pretend I'm wearing gloves, so I'm a good example for you. I don't get contamination in my place, so I don't worry about it. But I like things easy, as you can tell. I don't like to wear gloves. I don't like to wear a mask. So I also don't like to put down black plastic liner that a lot of people put down. If you're growing on a big scale, you want to do this. But the liner, it helps discourage side pinning when you have mushrooms growing from the side, and that can create a few issues. So what I do, so I don't put down the liner, and then another thing I avoid with what I'm going to show you is once your mycelium turns everything white, you put down a casing layer, you put down more substrate on top of it to keep in the humidity. And so what I'm going to show you is a way where you might be able to avoid both those steps. So to prevent side pinning, I packed this down really well because I don't want it to grow down. I don't want it to grow to the side. So that discourages that. We have the depression. So I'm going to go ahead and put my colonized grain in the depression. Okay, I had another jar in case this wasn't enough, but I think that's going to be plenty right there. Spread it out just a little. Okay, and then I just take this top layer and put it on. A casing layer goes on later, after the substrate is fully colonized. That's what it really is, but I'm going to try to get by and use this as a casing layer. I've had some good luck with this where it just sends up a little mycelium. You see it and it looks like it's not doing much of anything for 10 days or so, and then all of a sudden you just get pins everywhere, and so you avoid the casing layer. Casing layer, the point of that, by the way, is to keep everything wet, humid, which is important, especially if you're not growing with the tent. So I'm going to put the lid on this, and then I'm going to watch the humidity level. And by the way, this was pasteurized with boiling water. I let it cool off, so I'm going to snap the lid down, and I'm going to watch the water level on the sides. And it's absolutely no problem if you're nervous at all to just pop this off, spritz it, and keep this wet. I pasteurized this yesterday. I think it's already a little drier than I like, so I'm going to spritz it and maybe spritz this every day. Doesn't hurt to let oxygen in, but hopefully that's helpful. Casing layer and to prevent side pinning made easy.